I think usually I get kind of dramatic stories to illustrate with some kind of human conflict. Sometimes it's futuristic, sometimes it's historic, but there's always like something on the verge of collapse or a verge of clash or dramatic momentum that needs to be captured visually in some way. My name is Tomer Hanuka. I'm a visual artist working mostly in illustration, comics, posters, and animation. Like in comics and animation, it's really like the time is broken down to many scenes and many frames. But the challenge in book covers and posters, especially for films, is somehow to condense and like compress the narrative. It's kind of like the same logic of a New Yorker cover, is that you have sometimes a very big moment that happens in culture or in this time in politics or in American life or in modern life in general. And you can't really write an essay of 4,000 words about what is this thing and what do you think about it, but you can try to put a spotlight on it through the most human, minor, mundane thing that a man or a woman does, or a person, like a very small interaction that kind of spotlights a very big theme. And it's the same in posters and in book covers. Like when I read a book or I watch a film, there's like all these themes and all these subjects and there's another plot, but in the end, there's this one scene that you feel encompass the emotion or the sort of the big idea of the book in a very small way. So coloring, as far as what color goes where, one way to think about it is like the way things look. This is like the starting point, but then there's the way things feel, and then how the overall image feels. So a person can be in a certain color, skin color, maybe that kind of close to his original skin color. But then you can choose a skin color that would have like a symbolic value. It's kind of like an emotional maps, really. They're very two-dimensional, and you get a sense of cool and warm, and it can be conflicting or it can be in harmony. But you create all these combinations that themselves, like in and of themselves, have a story and have a feeling and can be very dramatic or the opposite. And I think so. Color is kind of like a subconscious soundtrack to an image. If the drawing, the lines are the conscious story, is what is drawn and usually clear, then the color is kind of the background music that you're not really aware of, but can really sneak up on you and change the story completely. When I think about myself as a viewer, I hope what images attract me is usually images that confuse me, that I'm not sure what I'm looking at. That maybe I look at the negative space and I think that's the character, but then it's like, no, that was like, it's actually the background. Like, I like images that are kind of like make me feel like I'm drunk a little bit, or that I'm not completely connected to the ground. And if I'm not grounded, like interesting thing can happen.